I know I was more of the problem child during our tenure here, but he's the first one that cursed, and he's the first one that said something bad. So I just want to put that out there now that I was the more well-behaved, put-together guy.
I'm really enjoying watching you guys apologize to Father Peter and be on such good behavior here tonight. Usually when I watch this podcast, it's not as smooth. You guys are really on good behavior coming back to your alma mater. We're proud of you, man. You've really grown up.
Nah, we haven't grown up yet.
You haven't, but you know enough when you come back to your alma mater to be on good behavior. I'm proud of you.
Only because Father Peter's here.
Yeah, if Father Peter here, it would be even crazier.
I know. I've heard a couple. I'm sorry, Father Peters. I saw Father Peter gave an 8 on the dunk.
Yeah, he wasn't impressed.
An 8.
He wasn't impressed.
I thought it was pretty impressive. I thought that was a 10.
I don't know about that.
I thought that was a 10.
Like
tonight that was a 10.
Coach, that ring you have on your finger, is that 2016 or 2018?
You know I would not do that. You know I would not do that. This is 22 Final Four. There's no way I would wear one of those with you two arguing
the debate
all
would
the
start.
time. And everybody here doesn't know this, but guys, Matt played on the same high school team as Josh. So when we were recruiting Josh, Matt was always helping us out in the recruiting. So he is responsible to Josh Hart coming to Villanova too.
Wow.
Him and his family.
I guess I'll take that. Thanks, Coach.
And if you think about why Josh came to Villanova, probably because his parents made him. That's probably why he did it.
Close.
Left alone, I don't know.
It was close. Good. I'm just happy they didn't have NIL when I was here, because I for sure would have got paid.
You would have been a nightmare.
I would have been. You thought I was bad then?
Oh.
I would have been so much worse. I would have been out here with a Rolls Royce, iced out.
You all, it's great to have. Isn't it cool to be back here with all the Nova Nation, the Villanova students?
Absolutely.
It's cool to be back here with you guys and all the students here. We won a lot of games in this building together, man. This is a lot of fun. Mm-hmm. But so all you students know, in the summers when we would stay here, back then there was no NIL, so the guys used to have to leave their dorm rooms and then go out to West Campus and get a dorm room just for the summer. We used to have to get an extra dorm room just for Josh's sneaks. And he had one dorm room just where so imagine if there was NIL and you were able to buy all the sneaks you could buy.
It would have been bad. It would have been bad.
Josh was disgusting, man. Yeah, Josh, actually, I take that back. Josh wasn't, gross. He just had a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
It was like a maze walking into his room. It was just you had to put your left foot here, your right foot here, just to get through to, the door. So I could see it. I thank God I was only roommates for 1 year.
When I found out he had the extra room, our administrative assistant, Arlisha Davidson's I'm like, what do you mean he's got an extra room? He can't have 2 rooms. He goes, trust me, for his teammate, his roommate, he has to have another room because it's not fair to his roommate because all his junk is all over the room.
How did this become a roasting Josh segment, man? Let's switch it back up to.
You remember when Josh almost killed me in practice that one day?
One day?
Well, multiple days. There was plenty of times.
I was worried about 2 things in practice. Would Josh practice hard that day? You never knew. Josh hated practice. And would Josh hurt somebody? When he got mad and either fighting or throwing a ball or just freaking out. They were my 2 concerns every day in practice. Has that changed in the NBA?
Yeah, I don't practice now. I'm just vibing. I'm just vibing.
He doesn't get mad in practice because he doesn't practice. So
yeah, I'm more like the guy that just stands on the side. I'll do the first rep or 2, so and say something, or I might mess up or something to make sure they know that I did it. And then after that, it's curtains. After that, the young guys can kind of do whatever, and then I'm gonna be on the side, just kind of talking and hanging out. Usually, I'm with Rick. Rick, right? That's my guy. We be over there vibing on the sideline.
Josh, you have a whole row of aspiring pros here, and you're talking about the unimportance of practice.
I practice as hard as I could when I was here, and then when I got to the level, and probably after 3 or 4 years, I was like, okay, I'm a little bit more established. Now I can kind of pick and choose, when I can practice.
I will say 82 games is a long season, so I'll give you that.
Exactly. And I had to do. It's easy for Jalen because Jalen go get a bucket. I gotta go rebound. I gotta jump into the crowd and save the basketball, and then I just throw it to him. So I'm like, I need to recover a little bit so I can do that and give the ball to captain.
Oh, thank God I didn't coach you in the NBA.
Well, speaking of that, do you miss coaching?
I don't miss coaching. I miss this. This is really cool, being with the students, with the player, you guys. I miss being with you guys. I got to compete with Jalen this summer. We played golf. He and I got our butts kicked.
Yeah, that was trash.
But it was fun to compete with you again.
Trash.
We were in a golf cart together trying to pump each other up as we were getting our butts kicked.
Yeah, that was trash. I'm not gonna lie. That was trash. But I haven't lost. Josh is a better golfer than me. I told you that. He hasn't beaten me all summer.
Is that right?
Yeah.
We haven't even played this summer.
We didn't go play in Vegas.
Oh yeah, we tied.
Okay.
But we tied. Okay. You didn't beat me. We tied.
The first time out after the season ended, we didn't play.
I had a hurt hand.
I beat you straight up.
I had a hurt hand.
So I beat you.
Yeah, exactly. So you're going to be proud about that?
You played, right?
For those of you guys who have not listened to the Roommates podcast, this is what it is basically for 90 straight minutes.
A lot of excuses over here.
This is what it was every day at Villanova. This is what it was.
Well, Coach, since we're 10th anniversary of our national championship, what do you think the turning point of that season was?
Probably when we lost to Seton Hall. Mm-hmm. I think and it's a great thing to have Coach Willard here because they had a game plan against Jalen, who was a freshman, if you remember. Remember they were getting Jalen switched onto their bigger guard, and no one had done that all year. Mm-hmm. And then we had a plan for that going into the NCAA tournament because that hurt us. Coach Willard did a great job. He had a great game plan. Thank God he'll be doing that for us right now, not against us. But I thought we learned a lot from that game. Thought we got humbled a little bit. And then you guys just took it to a next level. You know what I always wanted to ask you guys? That was 16 when we had lost 2 years in a row in the second round. And remember we were going into that game against Iowa. It was the second round game. And everybody was saying, are they going to lose in the second round again? And you guys came out and just played out of your minds. We were up by like 40. Mm-hmm. What were you guys thinking going into that second round game? I remember Father Peter saying to me, I'm so nervous. I'm like, you don't even care if we win or lose. He's like, I'm so nervous. Our alumni are going crazy over this game. We can't lose in the second round again.
We for sure thought about that. That was in the back of our minds. But it might not have been for you. But when we won, I was like, I kind of just like it was a sigh of relief. But I think once we did that, we were like, okay, we kind of got that monkey off our back, and we were ready. We were so locked in because I don't know if you remember, every time before the NCAA tournament happened, we would be in, I think it was Conley, upstairs in that little library conference area, and it's like, okay, this is a 2-game tournament. That's all we're focusing on, 2 games. Yeah. And then we take care of those 2 games, we got 2 more games. Yeah. So it was one of those things. Was like, okay, we know what the situation is, but I think we were just so locked in that it just set the pace for the rest of the tournament.
Were you thinking on another level going into that Iowa game? Because you guys played, that Iowa team was great. And we were up 40 on them. It was incredible how you guys played in that game. I can admit now, I was nervous as hell before that game.
I like how you preached to us that it's every game is our next game is our big game, right? Mm-hmm. And now he's asking, like, what were you thinking? Like, no, like, Coach, like you drilled this into our minds, like we needed to not focus on nothing but this game. And now he's like, what were you guys thinking? What were you guys? No, like we practiced this every day. We had the same stoic face. Everyone had the same robotic PR answers. Everyone was like we were the same person on the court. We all had the same answers. It was like cookie cutter. So you know that. I think he's just trying to create conversation.
No. You guys played. I'm glad you said that because that's exactly how I would want you to think. But you played we played unbelievable that game. when I thought we were going to be nervous and a little tentative.
That was his national championship, actually.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's what it
I was
sounds
worried
like.
about that game.
Honestly, because I
worried.
don't know if you remember earlier that year they were like a top 5 team.
Yeah,
It was like Jared
yeah.
Utoff or whatever his name was. So we were like going in like, okay, I think they're ranked like 8th or 9th. They're 8th or 9th seed, but they were top 5 like a month or 2 ago.
Yep.
So I think that was like also like, okay, we got to be on it because they can sit there and beat us by 20,
Yep.
and then we embarrassed.
Yep.
Let's go further in the tournament. So, national championship. Clearly you remember when Marcus Page did that double clutch shot. Do you remember what you said in that timeout?
No. But do you?
No.
I don't think.
No.
I've gotten the opportunity to speak to corporations. Josh is going to kill me for this, but I've got the chance to talk to corporations about that moment because everybody asked me. I remember when I came into the locker room, you guys were like, "You're an OG, coach. You're an OG." I was like, "What? Like, what are you talking about?" They're like, "You said bang. You didn't even get it. I didn't even know that I said that. You guys told me in the locker room." And what I was thinking about was that you guys, after Marcus Page hit that shot, we had blown a 10-point lead.
2 minutes.
Everything was going wrong for us. And Marcus Page, when we were coming out of the timeout before Marcus Page hit the three, the double clutch three, the only thing we had to do was not give up a three. We could have fouled. We could have given up a 2. We could have got a stop. The only thing you can't do there is give up a 3. And we gave up a 3. So we were ready to totally choke. And you guys were coming off the court, and you guys were saying, attitude, attitude. And the guys were coming off the bench, and they were saying, attitude, attitude, which was our code word for you can't control what happened in the past. The only thing you can control is your attitude coming out of this huddle. You got to have a positive attitude. So I was just so proud that you guys were all doing that. I was like, whether we win in this game, win or lose, you guys are going to have that for life. And that's really what I was thinking in that huddle. I was like, you guys are good for life. We might win, we might lose, but you guys are good for life. That's why I didn't react when we won the game. I was like, that's just God's will, man, that shot went in. But you guys came out of that huddle with a clear mind and a great attitude. I was so impressed. I don't think I said much. Did I?
I truly don't remember. I wasn't. I don't remember.
I don't expect that from you. He didn't listen in huddles. That I would expect. You, I would think you would remember.
Before we move on, you remember when Josh? I love doing this. Remember when Josh flexed at the camera against Temple?
Oh man.
So Coach, not to put him on the spot, but Coach liked to basically let you know if you weren't giving energy back to your team, right? So Josh, flexed right into the camera after an and one, and we walk in the film the next day. Just a screenshot of Josh zoomed in, him flexing at the camera. and he just like, guys, you know what, guys, this is our leader. He's flexing at the camera. Like, this is who we are. We're not a team. We don't care about each other. We just care about ourselves. You remember that?
I definitely remember that.
I'm not going to lie.
But he would always, his mom's here, Pat's here, and his dad, Moses.
Do not hold back.
If I had any
Do not
problems,
hold back.
I want to tell a great Josh story that I never told that benefited Villanova incredibly. After 16, he was good enough to go to the NBA after 16. So make sure I get the years right. He was going to workouts for NBA teams after 16, right? That was your junior year, right? And I know for a fact that the Atlanta Hawks wanted to draft him. But it was at the end of our long run in the tournament, and NBA teams were saying, like, he looks sluggish. I don't know. So I tell him, Josh, the Hawks, they want to draft you. They want to draft you in the first round. You just got to go down there, show energy, and have a good workout. They're going to draft you. So he goes down. He does his workout. The general manager calls me after. He's like, Jay, he just was lethargic. He looked like he didn't have any energy. So I say to Josh, what were you doing? He goes, I played all the way through the NCAA tournament. We won a championship. What else do they need to see from me? So we wound up getting him for another year. He came back to Villanova for another year because he didn't work anymore. I was so mad at him. But I was so happy for us that he was going to come back for another year because he would have been a first-round pick after 16. Do you remember that? I'm not BSing. That's the truth.
No, I remember it because they had 40. We played 40 games. We were 35-5 when we won the national championship. They had 40 games of tape to watch, and I go down there. I had dinner. The GM at the time was Wes Wilcox.
Right.
And then they drafted DeAndre Bembry, 21st. He went to St. Joe's. Not a great decision, but not here nor there.
Villanova made out on that deal, man. We got Josh Hart for another year.
All right, Josh, speaking of cap and no cap, you know there'll be some real heat for this one. We teamed up with The Game to drop something special, bringing you the classic bar and circle caps since 1986.
Yes, sir. This is for all the Nova fans out there. These are the official roommate show by The Game hats, and they got the classic throwback vibe.
No cap, these hats are clean and have that perfect fit, and right now you can grab yours for just $16.99 when you use our code roommates at checkout. I'm talking the same vintage style that's been around since before either of us could hoop.
Once you get yours, you know why The Game has sold more college hats than anyone else in the game.
Hit the link, copy your hat, and rep Nova the right way.